evening, ladies and gentlemen, and it is a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Beer Gut, Missouri. Not Beer Guy. You know what? It's Beer Guy, Missouri now. Oh, hell, we are already off to a good start. My name is Chip Chapman.
They just passed the referendum. It's official.
It's Beer Guy, Missouri. Well, we're already off the rails here. Son of a bitch.
Beer Guy, Missouri?
We're in Beer Gut Gully for Beer Guy and Beer Guy, Missouri. Don't get too confused by that.
That's what it says on the programs, but hey, just roll with it. Just call it.
I would like to apologize for every single one of the programs that say Beer Gut, Missouri, because apparently they're wrong and not us.
Hey, the spelling doesn't count the South.
It was before they had the special election to rename the town from Beer Gut to Beer Guy.
Oh my God!
Because they wanted to pay tribute to the working man of Beer Guy.
We're not usually off the rails already, but here we go. Ain't gonna take too long. It is the GumBooze DUI 500. I'd like to welcome you here. My name is Chip Chapman here at IRM Sports for the Diddler Cup Racing Series, as we are 2 races away from the final, from the end of our first ever season. We are at the penultimate race, the second to last one, and we are going only 10 laps because we are on ourselves a 9-mile road course. We basically closed the roads of Beer Guy, Missouri, and we're driving on them.
I don't think they're closed here. I'll be honest. I think it's just a Sunday evening. You know, everybody's pulled up, watches the football. They're not going out, and that's probably for their best interest.
There have been flyers and posters around in the supermarkets and the Piggly Wigglies and the Krogers, and just telling people it's probably best to stay off the road for about the next hour.
Oh no! This is Myers country. This is a Myers sort of country.
Oh,
there's
hell.
also
we didn't fly the Myers.
Yeah. Should also tell you, gentlemen, that there is a beer vendor wearing a bow tie, and I believe they're referring to him as Bill Nye the Beer Guy.
He is Beer Guy himself. Outstanding.
Beer Nye the Bill Guy.
Beer Nye the Bill Guy. Okay, well, you got to pay your bills to him, I guess, because you got to pay for that beer. It ain't free. Now, I am Chip Chapman. I'm joined, as always, by my second in command here. He is my color commentator, and he is a short track legend, especially around the South Tucson parts. It is Lightning Lord Shivers.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And
we are ready.
Go ahead.
We are ready to go. We're ready to go racing, folks. It's penultimate round of the season. If you've missed out, I mean that's partially on you, but you were strap in, y'all. There
is a YouTube page with every single one of these races that you can go ahead and watch, and you can find out how we got to this part and how in the hell we got to 19 races at this point. But You know what? I'm happy we did. And of course, the third person in the commentary booth is back, and he wants you to sign the petition. He is the head of the number 103 Woo Bye Bye fan club. It is Beaumont Jenkins.
Beaumont Jenkins, I tell you what. The thing is with that petition is we can't sign it yet because right now it's currently involved in litigation, but we hope to get that resolved in the future. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to our nonprofit organization for recommending this race tonight, Alcoholics Anonymous, the AS. Alcoholics Synonymous.
Okay, so like booze or hooch.
Yeah. It's people who recognize that they drink and they find other people that drink too and they enjoy drinking.
Okay, I was thinking like synonyms, like the bun.
So tonight's going to be 10 laps and there might be like 10 or 20 relapses.
That's important. There ain't going to be no cautions because, let's be honest, the track's a little too dang long and we like it a little more dangerous than that. But now that's the thing. Now, Latin Lord, you are a short track specialist, but tell me about what is important. We've seen some road courses here in the season before. It's a little bit chaotic. We start to see the field break apart pretty quickly. What's important here?
What's important is keeping a good rhythm. You got to just keep focused here. You got to use the brakes. You got to shift a little bit. Most importantly, you just got to not wreck the car. Honestly, I'm surprised that some of these boys even make it past the first corner without plunging headlong off a cliff.
That's fair, and we have not really gotten too good of a look at this course because we can't be bothered to leave the commentary booth. We're just going to guess pretty much. I don't know what's happened about 8 miles down the road. Who knows? Maybe they ain't going to come back. I don't know. But all we know is that this is the last race before our season finale, which is going to happen next weekend, most likely. I didn't tell either y'all that. Hopefully that works as far as scheduling. We'll figure it out.
What better way for a Christmas present than bringing home the first ever Diddler Cup?
There you go. We're going to find out exactly who is still in the running in the points. We do know that Paul Alcohol, driver of the number 35 Bathhouse Jim's Bathtub Gin car, is in first in the points, but 22 points behind him is the number 47 car, Joe John Winchester, driving that Just Guns Ford Pinto. Both of them are Fords, actually. And that's what's happening there. But, of course, our finale ends at Texas the Race. Texas the Race at actually Texas Motor Speedway. How did they let us do this? We have a driving horse, for crying out loud. And what better way to segue into our starting grid? Shall we tell them how everybody is going ahead and lining up in this one?
I think that'd be important.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
that seems essential.
Well, if you saw the Twitter, you know that Cotton Stuff Body is on the pole in the number 17 Taxidermy Wow Ford Pinto. On the outside is Morris Mayfield in that 00 Ford, sponsored by Nihilist Arby's. In row 2, it is Paul Walker in the Box of Wine number 2 Chevy Prism with Jasper Cuddy-Sark in that Throat Candy Tobacco Lozenges Chevy. Jim Blossoms with a great qualifying effort. He's number 11. He's qualifying 5th in number 11 KFC I-8 the Bones car with Jimmy Poots in the Filthy Boys car. Giacomo in that Kiss War Machine on row 4 with Burt McKitchen in the Slips Red Hot Pizza car. Jeff Shanice in that Jeff's Chinese car is on row 5 with Reverend Pastor Chavez in the number 33 Christ Punch Dodge Stratus. Stumpy Lane number 9 in the GumBooze Chevy Prism with Elmer Twist. A bunch of 9s in there in that Slapmart Pontiac. There's Autobahn in the 69 car with Kevin Boner Pillman in that Donger X Injectapen number 15 car. There's Fat Darrell in the Are You Hungry number 66 with Joey Rochester in that Roadblock WCW car. Harry Gunt in the Butterfield Die car on row 9 with Bowie Jessup in that HCL Dodge number 22. There's Joe John Winchester second in the points on row 10 with Woo Ba Bale currently sitting 5th in that 103 Hugger Oranges car. B.D. Joseph is on row 11 along with Blind Bob McGee in the Molested Pig Barbecue number 44 car. There's Ennio Sparini on row 12 with Big Daddy Thibodeau in the number 60 Tucson car. Richard Blood and Paul Alcohol, a couple of names we say a lot of times the same, especially early in the season. They were 1 and 2. They're back on row 13. That's our points leader, qualifying 26th. Rusty Arcan in the LOA number 12, and Jeff Gordon the horse in that number 8 gunk car on row 14. Mr. Naga's most glorious driver, the number 10 car, is on row 15 with Ricky Walton. And at the back of the field, it's Jean-Paul Henry in that number 40 car, sponsored by Ludger Beer Bombs, and El Matador Toto Rosanna in the number 75 Air Supply Dodge Stratus. Now, that's the interesting thing. None of our top 3 qualified any good. Paul Alcohol is way back in the field. Joe John Winchester, he's maybe qualified in the top 20, if that. Jean-Paul Henry is at the back of the field. And this might be
the man who won last week's race.
This might be, yeah, and along with El Matador Toto Rosanna, the winner of last week's race. Absolutely, which again, a figure 4, so who knows what's figure 8, excuse me, who knows what's happening there, but
I think it was that post-concussion syndrome. I think that's that PTSD, and I think that's stage 1 protocol there, and I was just surprised he was able to find his car.
You go.
Notwithstanding the alcohol, of course.
No doubt about that.
Listen, I'm just saying, if you want to prevent picking up from PTSDs, just go get yourself a Magnum down there at the Quick Stop.
Well, that's dang, okay then. But
and
nonetheless,
recruiter and shaving cream.
Absolutely, that's another way to do it. But we've got some good racing about to happen. That's going to be interesting because there ain't going to be a lot of lead changes on a road course. We're going to be seeing how these guys jockey for position. It's only got 10 laps to make your way. That's 90 miles, roughly 95 miles to make your way to the front of the field. If you're someone like Paul Alcohol or Joe John Winchester, what we're saying is we could see a lot of drivers go into that final race with the chance to win the championship.
And Chip, before we begin, I also want to give a shout out to SCX Sierra for donating 50 gray bits.
Oh, dang!
Now the top cheer ever in the IRMstream.
Oh, dang, we affiliated now. We got some other cheering, too. Thank y'all for all them cheers.
You're making a goddamn living out of this. Woo!
Oh, my God. Well, I think we're going to have to talk about our new sponsor, Gray Bits, at some point once I figure out what the hell they are and how I make them established in this game, but...
I don't know. I guess that free ski feller has got an inside scoop here.
I think, like, you know how they had the Dogecoin car? We're going to have the Gray Bits car.
I mean, hell, it's a much more legitimate currency than some other cryptocurrencies out there in the market.
It
like
is the most legitimate. It is Mr. Naga's most legitimate business cryptocurrency, I think, at this point. I think we maybe just made a cannon for ourselves.
I think it's a lot better than them cryptic currencies. You know, like Bray Wyatt has them, them Sister Abigail dollars.
Oh, I play the cryptic currency in the paper on the Sunday morning every time.
That's Sudoku.
Oh, that's Sudoku. I'm sorry.
Stab yourself in the chest with a knife.
Well, I think at this point it's probably time to go and thank the Lord for this beautiful race we are going to be a witness for. We got our prayer ready to go. Y'all ready to bow your heads for some meaningful lengthy words? Please bow your heads. Hats off.
Remove your hats. Hats off.
That's Dios mío.
Lord, hear my prayer. In the words of Psalm 5:3 and 37, 23, 24, we lay these cards before you, Lord. We have come in cards 2, 8, 9, 15, 25, 38, and we have 40, 44, 69. Nice. 12 gonna get us 22, 22, 28, up to 33, 39. We have 60, 75, 87, 90. I got 90 going once, raised by 4, 11, 17, 35, and a box of wine. Now 41, 47. How do we get back to 0, 20, and 21, 32, double 6, double 9, and a 103? Sign the petition. And the most glorious number 10 on the 200, 253. I got 300 going to the 405, no 5. I got a 5 going once, going twice. Sold to you, Lord. Amen.
Beautiful.
All right.
Those are some beautiful words. Those are the kind of words you just wanna really think and meditate on. But ain't no meditating happening. We're about to go racing, aren't we, boys?
Right, we are indeed. And of course, we want to thank the fine folks at Interlock. You know, of course, due to state law, we have to have an interlock system on board the cars. And I believe it's about time for our field of 32 drivers to start them engines.
Now, for those unfamiliar with that, of course, because it is the GumBooze DUI 500, they have to perform a breathalyzer test in their cars before that will allow the cars to start up. So they can't start up their cars until they perform the breathalyzer. So I think you want to go ahead and give the not quite famous words of motorsports, but just close enough that it would get the point across but not get us sued.
All right, there we go. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and blow into those breathalyzers, folks.
I like
Get
it.
them fired up.
I like it. There we go. And Lord, Boma, I ain't hear no engines.
And nothing turned on.
Fellers, you gotta blow right into it.
Somebody sucking on the straw?
I think Harry Gunt thinks it's like a Slurpee. he's drinking it like it's great. No, that ain't working, Harry.
That's not how you ingest the Beepus.
I mean, they're still trying to get it into the horse's mouth. I don't think he quite understands it.
Okay, fellers. If you look down, it's the fifth switch from the right. You could just turn it off. Don't tell the state police that I said this. You can just turn it off now.
I think Arcana is taking off his steering wheel trying to get to it.
Oh, I ain't gonna help him win the race, but maybe it will. Who knows? He might be steering with his teeth, for all we know. But let's see what ends up happening. Can we actually...
Now you can start your engines.
There we go. Pace car. Even Lee Corso in the pace car couldn't get it started. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. That is fine and dandy. And there we are seeing... We're going to be making use of our jet engine powered helicopter once more, by the way, folks.
Oh,
loving that.
That's the Beepus blimp.
The Beepus blimp. I could not remember the Beepus blimp, which of course is powered up by genuine Beepus. We'll of course be thanking our sponsors like Beepus along the way. But right now we are seeing pace car. Lee Corso was just motoring around that course. I don't know where he went off to.
He's trying to get out of the way of the cops' reach so he can blow by the checkpoint. That way he can get home safely.
It is the Blimpus. And there is our Blimpus, of course, sponsored by Beepus, where you can put a little Beepus in your tank.
Beep.
And it looks like Cotton Stuff Body is getting a little bit of a head start here on this pace lap. And here we go, everybody, reach over, strap something on, and let's go diddle it. It's a goddamn auto race. And here we go, Morris Mayfield. Now, the beauty of this is you don't really have the inside. Oh, my God, they're going 4 wide in this turn already. I love it. I love it so much. And that is just a beautiful scenic byway. We're seeing Cotton Stuff Body and Morris Mayfield.
We got ourselves another donation for some more cryptic currency. It's like we got 100.
I don't trust none of it. I don't trust none of it. I don't trust none of that.
Top donator of all time.
I keep all my earnings in a coffee can, and I don't really trust banks. I don't.
It's on the 5th bedpost.
I don't trust them either, and that's why I believe in the gold standard. Speaking of gold standards, this race was probably going to set the gold standard for penultimate championship stage setting action here today, because there is nothing between these drivers and certain doom than this very unsafe looking metal guardrails. If you hit them the right way, it'll probably shoot your leg off something particular.
I mean, yeah, you can absolutely, in fact, be dismembered in some way in this, and we are seeing a big jumble at the front. Not a lot of movement, but that's the thing. We saw this when we were on the actual roads of South Tucson in the second race of the season. Oh my God, Slips Red Hot Pizza just disappeared into the void for a second, as did Jim Blossoms. Holy hell. But we saw these cars kind of break off into packs, and it looks like Cotton Stuff Body in that taxidermy wow car is breaking off into a little bit of a lead.
Cotton Stuff Body, he's got that car set up fastest time trials. He's going to be trying to put himself a good distance away from the rest of the set, from himself and the rest of the field.
And Jasper Cudisar qualifying 4th. He's ahead of that pack. Along with Morris Mayfield and Paul Walker, those first 4 are trying to keep pace with that 17.
Now, see, you won't find interdimensional racing in any other series.
No, you won't. Oh, look at that dust they kick up. That's a whole lot of dust.
Whew, it just the way God intended.
Yeah, just like check that air quality. That's good. That's a good strategy, though. I mean, you kick up dirt and the other person behind you can't see.
Now they are heading around a bend, and there is some water, and I don't even see a rail. So I'm looking.
Oh, you gotta watch out for Jeff Gore, the horse. He's gonna get spooked.
Oh, you can lead a horse. You can lead a course. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him race it. But nonetheless, we're just popping through the field. There's a nice battle for. That is a battle for, I believe that is for, 7th, I think. That's Giacomo getting passed by, there's that Fat Darrell in the RU Hungry car. Go ahead and bring that down there. Yeah, that is the RU Hungry car driven by Fat Darrell, who's made his way up the field.
Fat Darrell's a big man here, and he is a big man that is rising to the big occasion here. This second to last race, the Penis Ultimate.
Close enough, the Pen 15 Ultimate. That might have to be the name of next year's second to last race. But we are looking and seeing as these turns. Now, anytime there's so many turns on a road course race that it's really hard to gain enough speed to catch up. So you just got to stay locked on the bumper of that car in front of you. But we're seeing again, it's such a long course, a 9-mile course, that we're seeing a lot of racing. There's going to be a lot of movement in that. This just looks like some highway driving, boys.
Yeah, and speaking of movement, you know, folks, when nature calls, you got to trust the dependability and the durability of the official adult diapers of the Diddler Cup Racing Series. Reshard Adult Reusable Diapers.
Less stump in your slump.
Less stool in your spool.
Restart your bowels with Reshart, I think is what I was going with. I don't even know. Oh. Somebody just gave me 69 gray bits. I'm telling you, I don't trust them. I ain't using them. I don't know what's going to happen with them. I thank you. I thank you kindly, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do with them. I can't buy none, can I?
Don't confuse gray bits with the strip club up in somewhere near, about 5 miles north of Beer Guy, Missouri.
Oh, the one that specializes in the elderly?
Now, I think they call that a wrinkle in time.
Fair enough. Hell. All right. And look at that. That is Wu Ba Bala moving his way up from 20th up to the front of the field. We're gonna see. We're not even done with our first race. We're not even done with the first lap.
Excellent.
That is indeed. He is a master of driving on unsectioned roads where it is dangerously unsafe to be driving at this speeds.
And he is right behind the KFC I8 the Bones car, driven by Jim Blossoms.
Yes,
and
of course.
Wuba Bala has moved himself into the top 10, I think. We're going to see how that shakes up. Look, you're going to watch. We just hit lap 2, so watch the left of your screen and see how the names. Wuba Bala has opened up to 10th place. That has been a hell of a move for that 103 car. And we'll be sure to keep you abreast of who is in the run-ins for this championship. And we can tell you who in that top at the front end of the field is in play for possibly moving up in the points. Right now, I think I'm looking through. I think Wuba Bali is probably the best positioned. I'm seeing Paul Alcohol's down in 25th. I'm seeing Jean-Paul Henry, and he's down in. He's in the bottom of the. He's not even on the screen. He's in the bottom 4. And looks like Joe John Winchester's in 19th.
Wait a minute, there was a goddamn car accident back there!
Wait, we had a car accident? What happened?
Oh my God!
Was it a real one or a fake one? I don't even know what happened.
It's just there for decoration. I don't know if it's some new wave art shit. I don't know what the hell it is. We gotta see that again.
Just like the Tour de France, where we get some people doing like some avant-garde art kind of stuff.
Avant-garde?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, well, we got to take a look at it next time we're back there.
And right now, we're looking at the 69 car.
Nice.
And, of course, that is a big pack of cars. That is also, I think, no, Paul Alcohol is not in that pack. But who is in that pack is Jean-Paul Henry and that Ludger Beer Bombs number 40 car. That lavender car right behind the 69 car.
Nice.
And what we're seeing is with only our second lap, he's going to have to move his way up the field. He's got to protect his spot, or maybe see if he can get caught up to Paul Alcohol and also Joe John Winchester. Because again, you're more concerned with the guys around you in the points. You know, the guys who are sitting in like 30th and 25th place, you ain't too worried about them. They're already out of the championship position. But you want to see who is around you in the points and make a run on them. And right now, the best positioned racer at the moment is Wu Ba Bala in 10th.
That's right, you sons of bitches.
Not seeing. Oh, that looks like somebody just went through. Autobahn just went into the void again. I don't know what in the hell just happened. There's Jeff Gordon, the horse. He is currently racing at the back of the field. But we're going to go ahead and head back around. They were looking cutting stuff out of it.
They're flinking out on us.
They certainly are. And Cotton Stuff Body. Actually, looks like Paul Walker has made the pass on Cotton Stuff Body. Paul Walker coming around 2 laps in is going to lead this race. And hopefully we can find out where in the hell the start-finish line is, because I sure didn't know. They didn't mark nothing on the rear. I mean, they just recently changed the name to Beer Guy, Missouri, so I don't know where the hell the start-finish line is.
Buddy, that's okay. I don't think they know either. I think they're just intent to drive until they run the damn car out of the field.
I mean, half the sponsors half the spotters or all the spotters are in the Blimpus screaming for their lives, so they can't really give no advice at this point. And we're in one of them dead zones. My cell phone ain't working worth a damn. But
near last place, Jimmy Poots in 5th. I didn't even know he was still racing.
Jimmy Poots has moved his way up to the top 5, and he's been putting a good race. That is that number 90 Filthy Boys car. Let's get a good quick look at him. That is a beautiful, beautiful Dodge Stratus, sponsored by the Filthy Boys.
Filthy Boys.
And Jimmy Poots hasn't had the best season. He's currently sitting in 30th in the points overall. But that is your pack right now. Looks like Jasper Cudisark, Cotton Stuff Body is slid behind. He's looking to make a pass maybe on this. This is the race for second place right now. They're trying to keep Paul Walker in their sights, and they're using that draft on these straightaways. They got to race each other pretty good. but they got to keep Paul Walker in chasing distance is the thing.
And how fitting that the draft comes into play in a town called Bear Guy, Missouri.
Going 3 wide here. Stuffbot is trying to make his move, and I think he got it.
And Cotton Stuffbody, of course, he's getting that extra motivation for that $35 gift card from Parts Unknown Auto Parts, the official auto parts retailer of the Diddler Cup Racing Series.
That's a great one if you want to get a French 1993 Vanderbilt Zinc.
That is Parts Unknown Auto Parts.
It's actually a really large motorcycle.
Fair enough.
I think it's a unicycle. I think it's a motorized unicycle. I can't remember.
I don't know. Everything for your interiors, your crocodiles, and your alligators. 2 or 3 of these things aren't even automobile related. Look at the fields out there.
We apparently just hit lap number 3. We are 2/10 of the way into this race, and Paul Walker has taken the lead. That is 5 big points for Paul Walker, sitting in 13th place in the points. He's racing for pride. He's racing to hopefully get himself a solid win and some of those cash bonuses, and maybe to make an impression on next year's teams. You know, we're in the silly season. Oh dang, we almost hit some cars there. I see what you mean. There's those wrecks, and it looks like Fat Daryl's gonna put the push on Paul Walker, and these 2 cars are racing side by side, and let's see how far back we are with
all the ham. He wants all the ham there, Chip.
And that may be, there's been a lot of rumors about All the Ham, of course, one of the brands that might be sponsoring a new race team next year. We're in the silly season. You know that a company like All the Ham might be looking at Fat Daryl as a driver. I heard Harry Gunt may potentially be in the talks as well, and who knows, we may see some...
It's all rumors and speculation. I ain't gonna believe it till I see it.
Well, there's lots of rumors and innuendo, of course, and this is the amazing thing. We are seeing this pack of 5 cars just staying with each other, and as long as they're within sniffing distance, and believe me, if you're someone like the Filthy Boys car, or the Taxidermy Wow car, or just Fat Daryl himself, you're gonna
sniffing distance. I tell you what.
Pretty much there. I'll tell you what.
You don't want to be downwind of those particular cars.
Not at all. And right now we are looking at the top 5. Specifically, we're looking at Cotton Stuffbody in 3rd place. Fat Daryl pulling away on this straightaway from Paul Walker. But again, that's the nature of the road course. They just kind of reel you back in. Jimmy Poots could use some help. He needs to get back on the bumper of that 25 car. That's the 25 car. The yellow one. Questions coming. Will we get a Beepus car? Beepus is the official fuel of the Diddler Cup. I think it might be unfair to have an actual Beepus car. Well, you can see, and we're going to go ahead and go down there. You can see every single one of these.
You don't want to have perceptions of cheating and collusion. You just want the actual cheating and collusion.
On your Beepus.
If you want to go ahead and see, you can see on the front sides of those cars is a bunch of sponsors that sponsor every single car, and one of them is, of course, Beepus, the official fuel of the Diddler Cup. That's high octane.
Beepus in the back of your tank.
Yeah, put a little Beepus in your tank.
If you also see the little brown alcohol bottle, that's also a shout out to the Akron Accidents, the official sponsor of the halftime show, the Chris Bourbon drinking game and halftime and post show.
You know, that is a good time, I think, to thank some of our contingency sponsors. So they sponsor all the cars. They're on the front quarter panels of all those cars. Of course, IRM, KYST, one of our network affiliates out of South Tucson. Diddler Family Restaurant, of course. Can't forget them. Diddler Cup wouldn't happen without the Diddler family.
They're more powerful than R.J. Reynolds.
They absolutely are.
Without family, you can't go diddling.
Of course, all of our tires are provided. Look at that downhill they are hitting on. That is a downhill. They are getting some speed, and that is how maybe someone like Cotton Stuffbody, who got a little loose. Gotta watch your speed on this one. You don't want to push it too hard. Of course, all of our tires are brought to you by Busted Rubber Auto and Tire Repair. They can take a licking and still be driving. Then they had to change that so they can, don't get sued too much. Of course, we got Beepus, and we got Tiger Juice as a contingency sponsor.
Now, what in the wide world of sports is a Tiger Juice?
Well, Tiger Juice is it's a cola. It's usually originated in like the Asian countries. It's made with a couple parts Bengal Tiger and the other parts carbonated soda. And I tell you what, I never tried it myself, but they sell it in some of the shadier areas, like the Dollar Tree stores and some of the malls there, run by the shadier individuals. But I heard it's not bad. It's more of an acquired taste, to be truthful.
Well, fair enough, but thank them again.
Bengalicious. It is Bengalicious.
And the Creamy Surprise, of course, gets to be on next year's. I believe the Creamy Surprise will share the Tucson-aid car as long as Tucson-aid remains a sponsor. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Tucson-aid car. Driven by Big Daddy Thibodeau. I know he's sitting currently in 20th place. You don't really see. You can see there is the Creamy Surprise logo on the back of that car. That is the honor of the South Tucson Youth Football champions, the Creamy Surprise. So, of course, when the current season goes to the end, comes to a conclusion, we crown a champion. They will be honored by being put on the rear quarter panel of the Tucson-aid number 60 car in next year's Diddler Cup. The question is, will Big Daddy Thibodeau be back? Lightning Lord, I'm not going to lie, ever since you retired, there ain't many other drivers coming out of South Tucson these days.
Well, folks, I try to remain as partial here, but I kind of feel like Thibodeau's presence on the circuit and the gap of talent that exists in South Tucson. I don't necessarily think that is not entirely coincident. That's
fair enough. Fair enough, sir.
It's like one of them small towns in America where no matter how bad it is, you can't leave South Tucson.
I mean, you can't go home again. You can't go home the second time because once you're there, you're stuck. Looking right now at Paul Alcohol once we come around from this bend. The camera's been in the trees right now. There you see, there is your points leader currently in this in this with two races to go. That is Paul Alcohol and the number 35 Bathhouse Gyms Bathtub Gin Ford Pinto. It is. He's got a 22-point lead over Joe John Winchester, and right now, using the standings on the left side of your screen, you can see he is only 2 spots behind Joe John Winchester. So as it stands, he would maintain that lead over him. The question is, what about Jean-Paul Henry, who's only
Let's not worry about Jean-Paul Henry. Woo Bob House in 6th place.
He certainly is. Jean-Paul Henry is way behind. He is at the back of this field, so he is not going to be much of a factor now. This might be the best chance for Woo Ba Bali to get a move on this one. Jean-Paul Henry in that Ludger Beer Bombs number 40 car is not doing all that well. He's right behind BD Joseph, so he's maybe in 26.
I'm looking at all this smoke being kicked up, and I gotta say, I appreciate the efforts that all these drivers have done here to just pollute the atmosphere a little bit more. Because ain't that what we're all here for?
Absolutely. And as we go down in the standings, 4th place in the points is Bowie Jessup, that number 22 HCL Dodge Stratus, the number 22 car, 22. Oh man, he is behind El Matador Toto Rosanna, who's been slowly climbing up into the rankings, in positions right now. El Matador Toto Rosanna moved into 10th place. He's a top 10 driver right now in the points. But these two cars, number 4th place and 10th place in the overall standings, are at the back of the field, which again brings us to number 5 in the points. A 5th place car, Woo Ba Bali, in that Hugger Oranges car. And if we take the helicopter view, we see he's kind of in no man's land, ain't he, Beaumont?
He's about 4 seconds behind Jimmy Poots right now in 5th place, so he's trying to just run it on its own. I don't know if he's just going to be stuck there in about 6th place there unless something crazy and tragic happens, like Jimmy Poots falls off a bridge or something.
And that is Kevin Boner Pillman. Behind him, I don't see Woo Ba Bali ahead of Kevin Boner Pillman. Now this is a little dangerous now. Woo Ba Bali's got to try to catch up to Jimmy Poots. He's got a little bit.
Everything is dangerous up here.
That's fair. That is fair. And what we're seeing right now, you can see a very good shot. You saw Wuba Bala just fly out of range as we are heading downhill. Kevin Boner Pillman is pulling Jeff Shanice and Rusty Arcana with him. And honestly, Wuba Bala may not like this, but he may want those 3 cars behind him because they can use that draft and pull each other forward and maybe close that gap of 4 seconds. Now, we're about to hit lap 5. We'll see what those intervals turn into right now, but this is an interesting story. The battle for 6th place. Kevin Boner Pillman in that Dongerex Injectapen number 15 car. That's a Chevy Prism with Jeff Shanice in that 38 car sponsored by Jeff's Chinese behind him. And they are going around the corner, going side by side. Rusty Arcana looking to get a position on that one. I think right now you just got to share the load a little bit, as they say. Do a little bit of drafting, not go side by side like Rusty's doing. That's a little bit of a rookie mistake, I think.
If I can interject with Kevin Boner Pillman, you never want to share the load with him. That thing don't go down for like 6 days. That's like Chinooka.
Well, you ain't wrong on that one.
That's
you
like
got to consult
Chinooka.
your doctor after 8 crazy. If it lasts for over 8 crazy nights, consult a physician, I guess. But woo bye bye. Let's go ahead to the helicopter. Yeah, he's gonna maybe want to see Kevin Boner Pillman come from behind. Ew. And as we're at lap number 5, yeah, he's gathered up a bit of speed. Now he's actually still four seconds behind Jimmy Poots, and now we're seeing this is the story. This may be what happens. Fat Darrell all alone, 3.3 seconds in the lead. He is in 11th place in the point standings. He could be cracking the top 10 with 1 race to go after tonight. And behind him is Paul Walker, Cotton Stuff Body. They're starting to separate from one another. This may be just who has the best equipment on their own. By the way, we don't do no charter teams here. You smart enough, or you dumb enough to enter the race. You fill out the paperwork right, close enough at least. We'll let you race. We got 32 cars. They all race. It happens.
Now, Chip, my question is, on a road course this big, though, is anyone going to stop to pit?
I mean, that's a good point.
I think we should be. I think we should be free of pit stops. I think we may have engineered the cars in such a way that pit stops are not going to be a factor. I think.
Now, see, here's the thing, though. You know, I do see that if you see it towards the end of the lap here, it looks like there's a bit of a gas station over there on the right. I mean, if they need to pull over, drop a deuce, get back in the car. I mean, hell, they got a place to do it.
I think Fat Darrell may need some jerky.
Yeah, he's probably going to need some jerky. Probably going to need some nuts. Probably going to need
some truck nuts as well.
44 ounce Mountain Dew.
He's gonna want some nuts and some truck nuts to put on the back of his car.
I believe truck nuts are legally required to be fitted onto every Diddler Cup race.
Oh, my mistake. Well, he may want a second pair just for his rear view.
See, that's just balance.
Dangle some truck nuts from your rear view, you know?
Absolutely. You use that to counterbalance the weight of the car sometimes. Sometimes people will go with 2 sets of truck nuts.
Well, sometimes you feel like truck nuts, sometimes you don't. So, I mean, that's kind of what
either way, there's plenty of mounds on Fat Darrell, I tell you what.
There are a lot of mounds on Darrell. Goodness me.
The rolling hills of Arkansas.
Yes, it's kind of funny. We went from 8 crazy nights while taking Dongerex Injectapen special Chinooka version from last week, which was our figure 8 course. The someone will probably get hurt badly 300, where of course we saw El Matador Toto Rosanna hold the line and win that race. There were wrecks aplenty. I think we had a count at 206. That's one for every bone.
He didn't win that race. He survived.
He did survive, and I think that gave us some ideas for next year. As well, we're seeing, well, again, Jasper Cuttisark has caught up to Cotton Stuff Body. I don't know if Stuff Body has dropped away from Paul Walker, or if Cuttisark has gained some ground.
Well, what I can see here is that Cotton Stuff Body, you know, he put together one hell of a lap of qualifying. I think he might have just set the car up too much on the free side there, and it's just not racing as well as he'd like towards the latter stages of this event.
Well, he did got himself some 5 points for leading the lap, so that's going to help in the long run. I mean, he's going to move ahead of Big Daddy Thibodeau, it looks like, and possibly Jeff Shanice as we stand. I mean, that is the thing, you know, even after we get after the top 10, you know, there's valuable cash prizes, there's gift cards, there's also the points race does not just stop at who is first and who ain't first. You know, there are very much a lot of, thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate that. I'm very appreciative of that leg kick TKO. Thank you so much. And thank you for always spreading the word about our streams. You are a wonderful, wonderful person. I very much appreciate you. We're right now looking at Jimmy Poots and that Filthy Boys car. Let's take a look at that beautiful artwork. We can head down to Filthy Town.
That's abstract.
For Filthy Boys, that number 90 driven by Jimmy Poots.
It's like a painting out of a daggone what is it?
It's Kevin Pollak, I think.
Oh yes, indeed. That's that fella right there.
Kevin Pollak, and it's like
he's the one that touched all them little boys and said he was gay.
Oh, that's different Kevin, I think. Although I don't know these days, but you know, that's a nice bit of graffiti on the number 90 car. You know, he's you had a special graffiti artist. I think you had Banksy doing it. I don't know, but nonetheless, that graffiti. Originally, he just wanted to be Repent 13 or just the word "the Who" on there, but he had to settle. In fact, he had a special slogan written right above the numbers, kind of a personal credo, and that's "Mighty Horse Rocks the Fat Ass," which was his own childhood graffiti tag, and that's "Mighty Horse Rocks the Fat Ass."
And that credo shot first.
Absolutely, and that personal motto, that personal words of wisdom, is something that Jimmy Poots would spray paint on bridge underpasses as a child.
See, and, now what I see is the representation of what I believe to be the perfect toppings for any delicious all-American foot-long hot dog. It's ketchup and mustard. Fair enough
on that one. Well, there is an honor of ketchup and mustard as well. 6 laps into this. We are on lap 6. We are halfway through this race. Matt Darrell has pulled away a 5.5 second lead. Jimmy Poots catching up a little bit. Wooba Bala still in no man's land, all on his lonesome, but holding on to 6th place. That's a really good finish for Wooba Bala because we're looking around.
I'll tell you what, the real battle is going to be for 2nd and 3rd. Stuff Bada and Walker going at it.
I think so. We're going to go ahead and see what they're doing. Looks like Paul Walker is getting passed right now by Cotton Stuff Body. I mean, you don't want to blow the gas tank all the way, but nonetheless, they are going side by side. And here is where Jasper Cutisark can maybe gain some ground. And you can see he's right behind him. Jasper Cutisark is making this. Oh, they might have got into each other. I just saw that. Cotton Stuff Body getting into the dirt, and so did Paul Walker. I think they're just cutting those corners very close.
Now it's going to be like a real rally race. Like the Tour de Course or the Gumball.
Or the Pregnant Le Mans.
Jimmy Poots waived his restarts allocation before the start of the season. He's been driving dirty since day one-ish. Apparently, he's been making some day one shush in his pants, then in his fire suit, which is absolutely disgusting. But nonetheless,
like a day one slush.
Day one slush.
They sell it, yes, over there in Yokohama.
They do sell it at Yes, the premier convenience mart of Yokohama, Japan, and other Japanese cities. We learned about that when we ran in Oyama, Japan, on the most glorious Grand Prix. But we are seeing right now Paul Walker pull into 2nd. We're going to go ahead and go back there, and it looks like Jasper Cutisark maybe making this a 3-car race for 2nd place. Jimmy Poots right behind him. Here we go. We're seeing it now. And it looks like Rusty Arcana may have gotten a lead on Wooba Bali and is pulled into 6th place.
Well, that ain't good.
Wooba Bali is still in 7th place. Nobody else in the top 10 right now is within a sniff of the top 10. Ricky Walton's down in 26th. Reverend Pastor Chavez is down in 28th. Not a good one for the road course specialist. He must have just not had the right setup in his car. Mr. Naga's most glorious driver's in 14th. He's in 9th in the points. El Matador Toto Rosanna, again, down in 24th in this race. He is 10th in the points. So, Wuba Bala is still the winner out of all of this based on how everyone's finishing. Fat Daryl could be moving up a little bit. Giacomo, he fell back. He was in the top 10 for a little bit. And Paul Walker's in 13th in points. He's in 3rd in this race and may be doing enough to just get himself into the top 10 once more. He was in the top 10 earlier in the season.
Yeah, had a little bit of a mid-season lull, but it looks like Fat Daryl is ready to close this season on the high.
Well, Fat Daryl's also won a race already this season. So he's been in victory lane before.
I would know. I had to see him nearly explode like that feller in that one Monty Python movie that ain't about King Arthur.
Oh, that's true. That's the one where he just nearly had the dinner mint, the Durin dinner mint. You know, he got that Durin dinner mint from Harry Gunt in the Butterfield Diet car. That 87.
I think it's just so crazy that downhill, and then you gotta get enough speed to get back up the hill there.
No doubt about it. That is the tough thing. And look at Wuba Bauer right on the bumper of Rusty Arcana.
Yeah, you tell that son of a bitch to get the fuck out of the way.
He's using that trademark inseminator tactic. And we are seeing him right on the heels. And look at him make the pass on Rusty Arcana. Can he complete it?
There you go, move out. Now go make him prison rape him.
I don't know if that's legal in the Diddler Cup, but nonetheless. Much appreciated on that one. And we're seeing Wuba Bala. He is staying with him. And I think what he's doing, he's just kind of letting Rusty Arcana know where he is. He say, you ain't passed me just yet. You ain't complete that pass. You ain't left me in the dust just yet.
He ain't trying to wreck him. He's just trying to rattle his cage. And when he's not going for a gap that exists, he's no longer a racing driver. Fortunately, Wuba Bala is always going to go for that gap that exists.
And sometimes he goes for the one that don't exist. Not going to lie about that one. And we're seeing he just got to stay in touching distance of Rusty Arcana right now. And as we approach lap 7, Fat Daryl has extended his lead. Paul Walker is pushed away from the pack, but we got a race for 3rd now. Cotton Stuff Body, Jimmy Poots, and Jasper Cudisark.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, man.
And we're seeing that is Paul Walker right in front of them. They have caught up to Paul Walker. It's the battle for 2nd now. The battle for 2nd is still alive, and we're seeing it here, 2 through 5. And it looks like Jeff Shanice is at least 2 seconds behind Wuba Bala, so 6th or 7th for Wuba Bala is going to be a solid finish. And I think he'll be happy just to keep the car in one piece as we got 4 laps to go.
Just get Rusty Arcana and you're perfectly fine there.
He could just punt him out of the way at this point. But he's got to play it. You got to play it somewhat smart.
I mean, he's got the best chance to move up in the point standings. He's currently in 5th. A solid finish would move him possibly to 4th. I don't know if he'd move up to 3rd, but we definitely see some serious movement with the finale next weekend. And while I can't quite do math what too good right now, I'll be sure to let y'all know who is in the running for the championship going into the final race. That is Texas the Race. Unless we tell you differently, make sure to check our Twitter, IRMstream, if you haven't already, to get all your updates for the Diddler Cup Racing Series. Also on this channel, you can find South Tucson Youth Football. We're going to have some day football tomorrow during the day. I think it's a teacher's convention day. They got some days off for those kids at school. As, of course, week 7 begins in that one of their 10-week season. But we're about to come to a close here in the Diddler Cup.
Just in time for the holidays.
Absolutely. Might as well make these kids play football on the heavy holidays as well. But nonetheless, we are seeing a race for... It's like a race for 3rd right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at Paul Walker, where he went up to. Paul Walker's pulling away from Cutting Stuff Body. who is pulling away from Jimmy Poots and Jasper Cuttisart.
Jimmy Poots getting a little dirty. I think that's his way. If a car is dirty, that's how he runs better.
He does not want that clean air. He wants to be behind somebody. But of course, all of our broadcasts are cut up nicely and presented for you on our YouTube channel. All of our links are below. If you're new to the channel, please give us a follow. If you're new to all their stuff down there, following us on the World Wide Webs, the interwebs. But we're gonna find out who is in sniffing distance of that title before Texas the race begins.
I just want to say that there are certain quote-unquote world championships that don't even have their races all on YouTube yet. We're ahead of the curve. Why have we got world championship status right now?
The race is already halfway done.
I mean, we already were in. We raced in Mexico. We went to El Darlington in Mexico. We went to Oyama, Japan, and we went to the city of Europe. Dang it!
Y'all went to
all over
the
the
city of
damn
Europe.
place. This is an international fair.
This is an international incident. 20 different international incidents. We've been going all over the place. We just didn't go to Canada.
Or as I like to call it, Mexico North.
Yeah, our hat. Ha. But I'm sure we're going to have even more international expansion next season. And my understanding is we're going to be changing the format of the season a little bit to reflect another stock car series that we don't want to give too much publicity to. You know, you don't want to, you know, Coca-Cola don't mention the small-time sodas, so we ain't going to do the same thing either. But nonetheless, we're going to change the format a little bit to give some value to winning races and maybe have ourselves a little bit of a playoff type chasing of scenario next season. That'll happen in 2018.
Bunch of cup grabbers.
And the Diddler Cup is going to be grabbed by somebody. Will it be Paul Alcohol? Will it be Joe John Winchester? Jean-Paul Henry is up on the board now in 28th. Those three drivers are barely in the top. Only one of them is in the top half of the field, and that's only in 16th place. That's just barely the top half of the field. Bowie Jessup is in the bottom half. Wu Ba Bal is in 7th place. Richard Blood is in 12th, so he may do a little moving up a little bit. Ricky Walton, bottom of the field. Reverend Pastor Chavez, back at the bottom as well. Mr. Naga's Most Glorious Drivers in 14th. He'll do a little bit of movement. El Matador Toto Rosanna, bottom of the field. So this is going to be an interesting race in that it is going to tighten those gaps for some of our other racers.
Yeah, I mean, heck, you see the international interest. I mean, we've already got people blowing up my email inbox in my fax machine over here saying, why come we can't get no Diddler Cup race in Australia? Why come we can't get no Diddler Cup race down there in Angerland?
I got someone who told me they want us to run.
They want us in your backyard.
They want us to race the dang Bermuda Triangle. I don't even know if that's a real thing. And as long as we don't race ships, I think we're fine. But nonetheless,
we can't take a triangle, we're all gonna lose it. How about a rhombus? The Bermuda rhombus.
Bermuda. Maybe if we just don't drive in a triangle, we'll be safe. I don't know. We are 3 laps from the end of this race.
God, that's when your butt gets sore and you end up with trapezoids.
Oh, and your rhombus?
Ah, hell, I don't know.
I don't know either. Well,
How do you add X plus Y and get Z? How the fuck does that work?
I was working with my personal trainer here to work on the strength of my trapezoids.
Man, no doubt about it. You know, back when I was in school, you know, letters was for English class, and numbers was for maths, and that's what I did. I would be all for racing Thunderdome. I would be all for going beyond Thunderdome. I'd like to go beyond the beyond Thunderdome.
How about a Thunderdome inside of another Thunderdome, inside of yet another Thunderdome somewhere in Adelaide?
That's outside of a turducken, and they're racing for a turducken.
Oh my God!
Which is when you put a chicken inside of a duck, inside of a turkey, inside of your stomach.
Now I thought they blew up the Thunderdome and a bus got in the way.
That sounds right. I don't know.
That's like when you cook a kangaroo inside of a koala, inside of a wallaby, and you call it a kangaroo-wallaby.
I feel like a Thunderdome race might have to be one of those special occasions where it's like 32 men enter, 1 man leaves.
I mean, a lot of these races are technically.
That's kind of what we try to do here.
Now, 32 people enter, everyone has to go home because you can't stay here, and you got to call a cab.
That is our Semisonic 300 there, lining up to possibly be a sponsor as well.
Semisonic boom.
There you go, and we're seeing a race for second still on the cards. Sorry, that is the race for third. That is Jimmy Poots at the front. I thought that was Paul Walker in the box of wine car. Let's see how he's racing right now. He's looking pretty dang good. He ain't nowhere close to that lead. Fat Daryl is just driven away with this thing.
Oh my goodness, Fat Daryl, what a performance he has put on late in the season. He has absolutely caught fire.
Be a second win for Fat Daryl and that 6-6 team, sponsored by RU Hungry Grease Trucks. And of course,
I think what the way of the advantage is when he gets to that downhill, he's actually shifting all of his weight forward. And that way, gravity's doing all the work.
He's using physics to his advantage.
And he's got the mashed potatoes in gravity. And that's how he's eating on the way down, so he's increasing his weight, and that way he hits that part there. It's a low drag. See, it's a low drag. It's just like his belly. It's just like a low drag.
You know, when Fat Daryl drives around the road course, he really drives around the road course.
And when he gets into the corners, you got to turn on the flaps.
Sorry, Lord, you had something to say.
No, it's just fine. I'm just saying, y'all.
It's like he lifts up his arms and they're bat wings.
Most drivers, when they're installed the car, they get like a drink tube. Sometimes it's water, sometimes it's Toots and A. The Fat Daryl, it's just a gravy pipe.
It's a gravy pipe. He enjoys gravy pipe himself. And again, this is another thing. A lot of these drivers maybe want to be upgrading a little bit. Maybe they're just trying to audition for a new racing team next year. Maybe they want to get a new ride. Fat Daryl maybe making a very impressive showing, 2 wins in the season, and potentially a top 10 finish in points, possibly. That's a good point made by somebody. That when Fat Daryl hears it's a road course, he don't care. He's thinking 4th and 5th course. I like that one. That's our friend Pandemonium EJP in our chat. And we'd like to thank every single one of you who is joining us live in this chat on our Twitch channel. We try to do this on the weekend afternoon so we can get some of our international fans to watch as well. We try to be considerate of that. We know that if we do these late night streams that it's middle of the night for other people. But of course, all of our races get put up on the YouTube channel. It's a nice little playlist up there. You can find it. The links are below. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, we thank you and we appreciate you just as much. We're just happy you're here checking us out.
I gotta tell you, Diddler Cup's the best place to watch that. Is on your phone, in the park, with your girlfriend, and you're just enjoying some McDonald's, and you're just watching, you're laughing all the hysteria that happens. So this right here is a gem of IRM, I gotta say.
It is become a focal point of the IRM broadcast schedule that we are very happy to hear and very happy to see. And there are going to be big things happening in 2018 for the Diddler Cup. If even half of the rumors are true, then there are going to be some big things for the Diddler Cup Racing Series. We are at 2 laps to go. Fat Daryl is in first place. Yeah. And he has easily rolled away with this one. Paul Walker has a 2.5 second lead on third place. He may have locked down second place at this point. The battle may now be for third place. And look at those cars side by side for third place. Cotton Stuff Body, Jimmy Poots. Pride is on the line. Can you show your sponsors? Can you show some other sponsors who are looking at drivers that you can race? That is 4 cars all in a line there. Rusty Arcana has maybe left Woo Ba Bali in the dust, and Rusty Arcana has joined that pack, and he's maybe racing for third place after being in 7th at one point.
Well, shit.
good. This is going to get good. And Fat Daryl, you know, I heard a rumor that says whenever he's in a room and he walks past the television, you miss about 4 weeks of your programs.
Someone tell me he's so fat that he got his foot stuck on the gas pedal. And that's that may be how he won his first race. Maybe how he wins tonight. Rusty Arcana pushing up to 5th place. We got 2 laps to go. Let's go ahead and take a look at the overhead. That is Woo Ba Bala right behind them. Woo Ba Bala is sticking with these cars.
It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet.
That looks like Jimmy Poots right ahead of us in 3rd. That's Paul Walker, Jimmy Poots, and Cotton Stuff Body in 4th place. So 4 to 7 right now are all within a stretch with each other. And after that, it's going to be, looks like we got a battle for 9th and 10th between Jeff Shanice and Richard Blood. Richard Blood having a solid finish again. You know, he fell off the map after just not having a very good late end of the season. He's currently sitting in 6th place. He was in 2nd at one point. And thanks again to our friends at Beepus for piloting the Blimpus, which of course is pumped full of Beepus. Beepus.
Beepus.
We're getting a good look at Woo Ba Bala right behind Rusty Arcana, who was right behind Jasper Cuttisark. These 2 cars, the 12, that green and white 12 car, that bright orange 103 car, have caught up to our top 5, and that means they can easily race for some extra points. Looks like we're only gonna have 3
last lap, I gotta tell you.
Looks like we'll only have 3 leaders to get those 5 bonus points. Cotton Stuff by Paul Walker and Fat Daryl, so the 5 bonus points will not affect the early lead right now. And look at that, then we got all 4 of those cars right on each other. Now here's the thing, maybe Rusty Arcana and Woo Ba Bala may think to take a little alliance right now and go catch up with those 2 cars in front of them and maybe take 4th and 5th from Stuff Body and Cuttisark.
I mean, they don't have a lot of teeth, so it's probably going to be a full set of teeth when they catch up to each other.
There ain't many full sets of teeth in the Diddler Cup racing series, let's be real.
No doubt about that, and they're not too far from Paul Walker either. This pack of 4 heading down that hill. Let's go ahead and see how they manage it. They're heading right back up the hill. They got a lot of speed in those cars with 2 laps to go, going on the white flag lap. And look at this. We're going to go ahead and head to the front of that pack right now. Cotton Stuff Body and Jimmy Poots are pulling away from Cuttisark, Arcana, and Woo Ba Bala. Cuttisark's looking to stretch for 3rd place. He had it going into this lap. He's looking to take it to the white flag. He's got 3rd place right now. Can he complete the pass? No, looks like Jimmy Poots is going to race him pretty dang hard. And we got a pack of cars here racing for 3rd place. Look how close they are together, boys.
Look at how much this means. Any chance that Woo Ba Bala has to get past some of these cars, he's going to take it because he knows that is more bonus points. He knows he still has a championship chance, but he has got to maximize his opportunities.
And even if it's not an actual championship chance, it's a chance to move up in the rankings with everybody else performing so subpar today. Looks like Paul Alcohol. Looks like Woo Ba Bala is currently in 6th, going in to the final lap. He may not have crossed the start-finish line in 6th, but he is in 6th right now, ahead of Jasper Cuttisark. And Rusty Arcana has pulled into 3rd. Look at this kid going. That LOA number 12 Dodge Stratus.
Texas is going to be chewing a hole through his damn everything here in just a short while here.
Well, he is proud of his son, no doubt. And Rusty is pulling away. He is going to try to take this one in 3rd place. Woo Ba Bala holding on to 6th. You know what? I think top 7 will be very okay for Woo Ba Bala. He'd like to get any extra points that he can. He may be reserving this for that final stretch. But we're looking at the top cars. Paul Alcohol in 16th. Joe John Winchester in 18th. Jean-Paul Henry, 28th. Bowie Jessup, 25th. Woo Ba Bala, 6th. Richard Blood, 8th. Ricky Walton, 26th. Reverend Pastor Chavez is in the bottom 4. Mr. Naga's Most Glorious Driver, 14th. And El Matador Toto Rosanna, 22nd. Which means that Richard Blood and more so Wuba Bala are going to be our top 10 drivers. It's a reminder, by the way, that Rusty Arcana has no steering wheel. He dang pulled his steering wheel off the dang car when he tried to start it up. And look at this.
Wuba Bala moves ahead!
Wuba Bala's moved up to 5th place.
He drove right past.
Hey, I mean, I understand he's not going to win the race, but every car he passes,
more points.
He's ahead of everyone else.
More points.
Points.
So we're going to get a quick look before we finish this race up. Fat Daryl will be your winner. We're going to get some words from him once he is in the pits. Paul Walker. There you see that number 2 box of wine Chevy Prism. He will finish 2nd. That is a safe bet to make. Right now we're seeing Rusty Arcana safely in 3rd, but he's got some cars on his tail.
It is never over until it is over. It is never over until it's over.
We are focusing in on Jimmy Poots and Wuba Bala, 4th and 5th right now. Jasper Kudasark in that bright yellow car, way behind Wuba Bala. We're going to see how this ends, and we're going to get word in our ear when in fact Fat Daryl has crossed the start-finish line and ended this race. But nonetheless, we want to stay with this because this is where the battle is. This is the battle for 4th place right now. I think we can safely say maybe Rusty Arcana has pulled away as we are on the final stretches of this race. We are over the water and through the woods.
Rusty Arcana is just working the nub.
Halfway to seeing Grandma's grave bits.
No doubt about that. Rusty Arcana driving that car. What a great finish for Rusty Arcana, going in 3rd after starting, I think, 20th or maybe 21st.
And he's working the nub too.
He is working the nub, especially with his mouth. He is using his dang mouth. But we are seeing Wuba Bala in 5th place right now. If he can get a good run on Jimmy Poots, he might have a chance, but it does not look likely. I think at this point, just hold your lead on 6th place. That's extra points over Richard Blood. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and see it. Looks like they're spreading out just a little bit. Yep, there we go. Rusty Arcana at the top of your screen. Around that corner. And it looks like they have crossed the start-finish line. Fat Daryl is your winner. It looks like Wuba Bala is going to finish in 5th place.
He has done it. What a dominant drive for Fat Daryl once he got out to the front.
Yet to update our standings, but we're going to go ahead and let y'all know what happens as it happens. Jasper Kudasark, Cotton Stuff Fighter drops to 7th. He was our pole sitter. But Fat Daryl, and we can hear inside the car how excited they are. He's going to get all the ham. There is your winner, Fat Daryl.
He's gonna get all the mashed taters. He's gonna get all the corn. He's gonna get all the turnips.
Most importantly, all the ham. And we can hear the race radio inside that car, how happy they are. We're going to no, we will feed you when we get back. No, we will get in there now. Get this hit and get it. It's good. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, girl.
Oh my goodness.
Is there a cow stuck in the back of his car? I'm just curious.
I'm not even sure.
Well, Fat Daryl is one of America's leading methane producers.
That's great, but let's talk about the real story. What about in 5th place?
It has not been updated just yet. I think they're still be racing, but nonetheless, we are keeping an eye on this. Not sure. Yeah, we have ended the session. There we go. Session has ended.
But he's making a move. He's making a move.
I believe the session may have ended at this point. We're just waiting for it to be updated. We're waiting for it to be updated because Cotton Stuff Fighter most certainly is not in 4th anymore.
No, he's not. And you know,
really, there he is in 7th.
We're just lucky that nobody took an errant turn into one of these fields here and mowed down a bunch of spectators.
Yep, there we go. We're seeing it. There is Richard Blood in 8th. Jeff Shanice in 9th. Elmer Twist in 10th. Burt McKitchen in 11th. Stumpy Lane, that's Kevin Boner Pillman in 13th. Mr. Nagas Most Glorious Driver in 14th. And Harry Gunn in that Butterfield DAC car in 15th place. The interesting thing we're going to see in just a moment is what happens of Paul Alcohol.
Golly gee willikers. I'm so excited. I'm also a combination of just like drunk and spacing out here. I think it may be the GumBooze.
That is fair enough. I can't fault you there. But Lord, I think it might be time to go ahead and get a word with our winner.
That's right. We got Fat Daryl, his second win of the season. Daryl, how in the world did you manage to get around this track so quickly?
Well, we had a good car. It was real fast.
Oh, geez. Oh, Fat Daryl's just about to erupt like the Yellowstone Calder here. Let me just stand back a few feet.
Yeah. Get your Gallagher poncho, and you get yourself some coverage.
It's like being at a Gwar concert back in the day. Hey, buddy. Hey, Daryl. Obviously, this is 2 wins here late in the season. What's it? How are you approaching this final round of the season coming into Texas the race here just a couple of weeks' time?
I feel like we're going to be real competitive. I'm going to have lots of barbecue, lots of pulled pork, lots of beef brisket, lots of pulled pork, lots of barbecue sandwiches, and gonna be good.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh God.
That is not pleasant whatsoever.
I think it was all that downhill speed that caused a little nauseation.
Oh, buddy.
Now, Fat Daryl, I'm sorry, Lord. I'm sorry to make you stay there. I'm sure it smells like a cadaver, like an open sore and a cadaver at the same time. A cadaver's open sore.
It's gaming.
It is. I don't doubt it. But I have to ask, did I hear Fat Daryl correctly? Did he say he had a really good car, or he had some really good carbs today?
I wouldn't be surprised either one. I mean, that car was just so quick down there. Isn't that right, Daryl? You looking okay? Hey, maybe we need to squeeze this on up a bit.
You gotta roll. You better roll him back to Texas.
I mean, yeah, we could just kind of just roll him on over, like on his side, over and over and over again.
Oh, well, fair enough there.
If it sounds like he's doing the Ric Flair woo, it's just the air escaping all its flaps.
Oh, good God. Oh, that ain't okay. That ain't okay whatsoever. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Fat Daryl. Congratulations. How you gonna be celebrating, Fat Daryl?
I'm gonna have my third dinner of the evening.
There you go. There you have it. Lord, thank you very much. We'll get you back in the booth in just a second. Beaumont, hell of a race there, don't you think?
Holy shit! I mean, that guy shut down one. I swear to God, he takes a Golden Corral and he puts it out to pasture.
That he does.
I gotta tell you, those ones convince a win. I'm more excited about the 5th place finish, Woo Bob Holly, considering most of the top 10 finished beneath him. So he's going to be moving, shooting, rocketing up this list heading into Texas.
You are absolutely right. He will be doing exactly that. We're gonna go ahead and get our standings in just a second once we get Lloyd back in the booth here.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just had to throw the daggone. Just had to throw that poncho away.
That's
anyway,
y'all. Best. I think that's
probably
really
the best there. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna burn this thing here. Just 1 second. Hey. Who's got me a napkin here or something I can put down here in this daggone bottle of bourbon?
I think just go ahead and grab one. We got a couple over there. I think it might be used, but it's still light. Oh, good God, that's a giant. You might want to throw that. Even though it may be an actual Molotov.
Greg Maddox.
Woo! Look at that sucker burn. And now we have our post race bonfire. So hope y'all join us by the bonfire later tonight. We're gonna be roasting marshmallows and hot dogs and probably throwing some alcohol on that.
Yeah, but, you just haven't had a hot dog unless it's slathered in ketchup and most importantly bourbon.
No doubt about that.
We should also mention about the field sobriety test obstacle course.
Oh, of course, that happening after as well. They doing that after?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Most of the DUIs happen in the evening time, anyways.
Oh, beautiful. That is beautiful. Let me just see something for a second.
I know my rights.
Right. Sorry, I had to just double check some math there.
Am I being detained?
All right. Are you not being detained? Exactly. That is. That should be the slogan of the GumBooze DUI 500. Are you not being detained? Boys, would you like to know how we're doing in the point standings? Because we got one race to go.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now, and I hope I'm correct here. I believe that going into our final race of the season, Texas the race. If I did If I did my math correctly, and I just want to double check one more thing, one quick second here. See, so 160 minus 42 is 118. Okay, so the difference between first place and last place plus the 5 points is 118 points, which means if you're within 118 points, you got a shot at this championship mathematically. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
I believe so.
Yeah.
That's I'm going because it's 160, because you get 155 for winning the race, plus you led a laps, that's 160 points. Last place gets 42, so 160 minus 42 is 118. So everybody who's within 118 points of the lead has a shot mathematically at this championship at Texas the race. Now, of course, it may mean, you need the leader to win, to be dead last, and you need to win the dang race. But, again, mathematically, that's what we're telling you right now. And if I'm looking at that, we got 6 drivers who got a shot at the championship next weekend. And if that don't make your scrotum tingle, I don't know what will.
It's either that or that's the gold bond talking.
It may be the gold bond. But if your scrotum's tingling, then that is the fact that we're going to crown a champion next season and next week for the first ever season, and that is exciting to me. Let's go with the top 10, our 7 through 10. In 10th place, moving down 3 spots, is Ricky Walton in the number 32 Temecula dirt car. In 9th place, moving up 4 spots, is your 2nd place driver tonight, Paul Walker in the number 2 Box of Wine Chevy. In 8th place, moving up a spot, is Mr. Naga's most glorious driver in the number 10 Toyota Yaris. In 7th place, moving up 4 spots, is your winner today, Fat Darrell in the number 66 Are You Hungry Pontiac Bonneville. And
just
there we go.
Out on title contention.
He just missed out. Well, he was out by a good, maybe about 38 points, I think, out of mathematical contention. If I'm using 118 as the number.
But I'm still impressed with the way he's driven to close out the season. Here.
Hey, he can still race for higher points. That don't mean he can't finish higher than 7th. I'm just saying he ain't got a shot at the championship.
But
and
let's
here we
get
go.
to that championship.
In 6th, staying in 6th place, 116
Ohio
points.
State.
116 points off the lead is Richard Blood in the number 41 Plasma Train Ford Pinto. In 5th place, moving down a spot, 110 points off the lead, so there's a battle for 5th right now, 110 versus 116. Bowie Jessup in the number 22 HCL Dodge Stratus.
Oh, buddy.
In 4th place, only 87 points off the leader, is the number 103 Hugger Oranges Pontiac Bonneville, driven by Woo Bob Ollie.
He still got a chance, you sons of bitches!
In 3rd place, I'm going to tell you the stand-ins say the same. Jean-Paul Henry's in 3rd. He is 66 points off the lead. In 2nd place is Joe John Winchester, 19 points off the lead, which means Paul Alcohol in the number 35 Bathhouse Jim's Bathtub Gin. Ford Pinto is still your points leader. He has cracked 2017 points in our 2017 season. With one race to go, Paul Alcohol Joe John Winchester, Jean-Paul Henry, Wu Ba Bali, Bowie Jessup, Richard Blood. One of those 6 names will be announced as the first ever Diddler Cup champion. That is our Sweet 6 indeed. Mathematically, it is possible, and we will be giving you live updates at Texas the Race. You better believe we're going to let you know how everything shakes out, what needs to happen, who needs to finish how. Joe John Winchester's got to be feeling pretty dang good, don't he, boys?
Oh, this is gonna be good. I've never been so excited to see a season come to an end.
Right now, I'm at the edge of my lawn chair right now. I cannot wait for next season.
I'm excited for that.
Or next weekend, I should say.
Next weekend, and of course next season. But we want you to join us next weekend. Believe it'll be Sunday, maybe a little earlier in the day.
We will see you on Sunday. We will see you on Sunday.
We will go Diddler Cup racing. We race Diddler Cups. We diddle on Sundays, boys. And we are going to crown a champion right before the holidays. And we are going to have one last goddamn auto race of 2017. I'm excited. I hope y'all be there. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for joining us when it is your first race checking us out. Or if you've been here since the very beginning. If you check us out on YouTube, thank you for that. If you're checking us out live, thank you for that. We appreciate all the support. No crashes today, unfortunately.
No crashes in this race here today.
We went road course racing, but hopefully next week when we go to, it is Texas the Race, as we go to actually Texas Motor Speedway. How did they let us do this? We have a driving horse, for crying out loud. That is the name we got to use so we don't get sued. But the people of Texas actually let us use this dang course. They're actually letting us use a real dang racetrack. I can't believe it. We ain't using no Mexican imitations. We ain't sneaking into a place overnight. We're using the real Texas Motor Speedway. Holy shit.
I don't even know what to say. It's like a dream come true. It's like Santa Claus taking a dump down your chimney. This right here, this is motorsports at its finest. This could be the greatest event in human history right here next weekend.
That it could. We'd like to thank every single one of you for joining us. Thank you to Lightning Lord Shivers, my second in the broadcast booth. Thank you to our special analyst, Beaumont Jenkins. We'll see you both next weekend for the finale. We hope to see all y'all for the finale. It has been a goddamn auto race, and we'll do it one more time for 2017. So long from Beer Guy, Missouri.
Woo!
Beer Guy!